First of all, this is one thing I was not able to show you last night, but I can show you tonight. This is the envelope. This is the envelope the tax return arrived in.
So wait, you're telling me the tax returns came in an envelope? Tell me more about these magical things you call an envelope. She put the mad in Maddow.
Yes, it's been a little bit of a hullabaloo around here this evening. I apologize for being a little flustered.
People literally were tweeting at me, shut up, get to Rachel.
You may have heard, we've got some significant breaking news tonight. Donald Trump's tax returns. Tonight, we have this exclusive first look at their reporting at what they have obtained. In just a second, we are going to show you exactly what it is that we've got. We have obtained this, but this is all we've got.
This is all we've got. I think we found the title of Rachel Maddow's autobiography. This is all we've got by Rachel Maddow. How I fell for Donald Trump. Anyway, the last time I saw a fail that bad, let me think.
1, 2, 3, 4. La, 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 la. Whatever happened to predictability?
Oh, I expected so much from that. Or maybe it was this. So when you need me, darling, you better hear me, SOS. Yep. Or maybe it was this.
Now, having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask?
No, it was that bad. Talk about a stunt blowing up in your face. Even Geraldo was like, whoa, glad I'm not her. Right now, he's thanking God for Rachel Maddow. No more drunks shouting Al Capone's vault at him when he's on his yacht. It's now Rachel's returns. Her segment reminded me of those YouTube pranksters. You know, all this build-up before the trick goes really bad.
I know, right? Oh! Yeah, rock, yeah.
Well done. Literally, his ass is well done. So, was that a bad idea?
Oh my God.
That was such a bad idea.
And you know, you can always sense a stunt is about to go wrong, which is why Rachel dragged in other hosts and guests to help her save the thing. It's like when a singer's out of tune, the rest of the band has to play louder. Now she claims it's the viewer's fault for expecting so much from so little. This is after acting like she discovered Bigfoot's penis inside the Loch Ness Monster's butt, which would be rare and somewhat arousing. But like the dopes on YouTube, it's all about the views, and Rachel got a huge number, 3.7 million, by playing a number on all of us. While we may be on the verge of war with North Korea, we sat transfixed over tax returns. She trolled us for money. She's more of a capitalist than Lou Dobbs. Anyway, it's refreshing not to be on the crazy side of things for once. Remember when President Obama used to drive right-wingers crazy?
Let's say Bill is the average American here, and I'm President Obama. This is the way I feel. I feel like President Obama is just saying, you know what? I've got that $3.5 trillion budget that we're doing. You know, is this total? What else could I possibly do to the American people? President Obama, why don't you just set us on fire?
Oh, those were good times. Now the clown shoe is on the other foot. Donald Trump's like a prankster pulling out the wires from the back of the Rachel robot. She ends up waving her arms and legs and freaking out like her butt's on fire. Now I know Donald Trump isn't perfect, but the people who hate him don't like you or me much either, and it becomes more true every day. You got to wonder, why is it so hard for the left to lose? Is it the consequences of delayed adulthood or the coddling of a culture? A political defeat has turned actual adults into bedwetting blobs of protoplasm who'd sacrifice security rather than agree with Trump on anything. Take the travel ban. You could water that thing down so only redheads from the villages are banned, and they'd still scream Islamophobia. And so we see the 5 stages of crazy. 1, superior and calm.
Russia, Russia, Russia. Everything Trump touches turns into another story about Trump and Russia.
And number 2, the emotional wrath.
I am a nasty woman. I'm not as nasty as a man who looks like he bathes in Cheeto dust.
What's wrong with Cheeto dust? 3, the world is ending.
Yet, sir! Yet! 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 No, we won't! We've seen what you have done, sir!
I'm glad she brought the sign. 4, losing your mind. But then finally, there is acceptance. Join us. We're having a good time. The fact is, we are now living in a parallel universe where one half finds fear and the other half's fun. So what side would you rather be on? Yes. Let us introduce tonight's guests. I'm so excited. He is so cool. He is so cool. The Fonz has a poster of him on his wall. World-class bodybuilder, parasailing extraordinaire. It's Lou Dobbs, host of Lou Dobbs Tonight on the Fox Business Network. Like a Times Square billboard, she's always lit. Fox LA anchor Lauren Sivan. He gets iron in his diet by eating actual iron. Retired Special Forces Master Sergeant Terry Schappert. And she's saltier than the rim of a margarita. National Review reporter, Fox News contributor Katherine Timpf. So, Lou, what was your take on the whole tax return thing? She got 3.7 million viewers, huge demos, great numbers. But how many times can you do that?
Yeah, I was wondering that very thing. And I'm glad you put it that way, because I was actually, what I was thinking was, why couldn't I have that 3.7 million
Yes.
viewers? But at that expense, to actually have Stephen Colbert go after you, I mean, the left turned on her so quickly. I mean, I was astonished that they showed such an unfettered desire to cannibalize their own. And at the same time, I was absolutely sure they had done the right thing.
Yes, it was so much fun. And I love the word unfettered. I don't even know what it means half the time, Lauren, but that's what I like. I like all of my things to be unfettered, including you. What was your take on the event of the week, I would think? This is the event of the week.
It is the event of the week.
Yes.
I think that we don't like being duped. We don't like being lured into, you know, the champagne room only to be swindled. And we definitely don't like being duped by, you know, like a highly caffeinated CPR dummy.
Yes.
She's so wound up. And so she's really selling it. And yet, you know, the product doesn't deliver.
No, it didn't. And I have been duped in the champagne room. You know?
I know you know the feeling.
I know. Well, that Tyrone. Those were not real abs. Hey, Terry. Good to see you, as always.
Good to see you.
The great thing about this is I don't think there's going to be... I'm just happy for Geraldo. Because now he's free.
All the heat's off of him.
He's free from the vault. Yeah. And I don't think there was never an Al Capone's vault, too. So I don't think she can do this again.
No, you're right. By the way, I think you actually enjoy being fettered.
Okay.
That's really what it is.
Yes.
A. 2, I looked at the wrong camera. And 3, I think, as the Joker has been said, you know, sometimes someone just likes to watch the world burn. I have to admit now, I'm one of those dudes. I have had such a good time watching these guys just melt. I mean, it was awesome on election night. When Trump was winning, you could just see that, and you can see it now. It's going to continue like this. I mean, I wish Donald Trump would be a little more difficult to attack. He could make himself a little less.
Make himself a smaller target.
Make himself, as you say in the
military
vernacular. Yes, thank you. Well done, sir. You and I, you know, we speak the same language.
I was born a small target.
Yeah.
I would have been great if I chose to fight.
Yes.
But I didn't because I'm a conscientious coward.
You know what, Greg? I think you're being hard on yourself. I disagree.
Oh, well, thank you.
I think it's very brave to do this show the way you do it.
Thank you. Continue with your applause until you're exhausted. All right, Kat. I have this belief. I feel that this is like a mirror reversal of the effect that Obama had on some people as well, right? I mean, it kind of happens. It's like.
You mean Barack Hussein Obama?
Yes,
right.
yes. But it was like, you know, Obama made Beck. Could Trump be making Rachel?
Maybe. This was just so embarrassing for everybody, though. Like you said, people on the left had to admit that. I mean, 2 pages from 2005. That's like the part where you write, like, name. You know, his name is Donald Trump. Oh, my God. That'd be like if people were threatening to hack my phone into my photos and say we're posting all these pictures of Kat that she didn't want us to see. And then it just wound up being like the pictures of my food that I took before I found the one where it looked delicious enough to post it.
Yes.
You know? But then she's still stroking it. She's still like, well, what else is there? Like, be like, oh, is the food in Russia? Is she eating it in Russia? Why wouldn't she post it? She's not giving up, even though everyone's telling her, come on, lady.
Yes. They need a tax return intervention. They need to bring her in, all of her close friends, to sit down. Chris Hayes could be there and tell her how much he cares about her. And then she gets on a plane. She flies to Malibu. You know, they always fly to Malibu, promises, and then they just sit there for a week and they go, the tax returns, you need to let go of the tax returns.
Seems like Keith Olbermann would be a really great party guest.
Yes, he would.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes,
He's awful.
Him and his multiple personalities.
She was just hoping that if she said stuff in a this is a scandal voice, people wouldn't listen and they'd just be like, oh, must be a scandal.
But it's interesting. There's a contrast between the benign good news of the past 50 or 60 days and the apocalyptic fervor. It's never been so stark. I mean, if Trump declared America a caliphate, MSNBC would call him Islamophobic. I mean, he can't do anything. Before we go, a look at an amazing vacation opportunity. We've all heard of themed cruises, but you've never seen one so incredible. Take a look.
Imagine a vacation where you and dozens of adult-sized babies could feel relevant among other outwardly loud but inwardly sad people. The ultimate luxury getaway of self-victimization. Well, now you can with the Cruise to Nutsville. You'll attend life-changing seminars with our special guests. Listen to Katy Perry on how to make up for intellectual insecurity by mouthing stuff you read on a HuffPost blog. Keith Olbermann on how to time medications so you melt down on air. Shia LaBeouf on how to not let a low IQ keep you from being important to a small few who still know you. Madonna on coping with senility. Plus, Michael Moore, Lena Dunham, Rosie O'Donnell, and Ashley Judd. And how to yell at cops with surprise guest, Psycho Professor Lady. Together, you'll intimately discuss how the president has made you so obsessed with trivial things, you forget the issues that really matter and hilariously embarrass yourself in front of your peers. With great ports of call like Crazy Town, Looniesburg, Bonkersboro, and Hollywood, the Cruise to Nutsville promises to be the most self-absorbed event you've ever been to, and not informative in any way. So if you're ready to rub shoulders with people just as out of touch with reality while you spin off the planet, call 555-NUTS for your tickets to the Cruise to Nutsville today.
And it is all inclusive. All right. Coming up, a story so upsetting you'll need to chase it down with some Pepto. Snoop Dogg and Lil Bow Wow. I'll take clowns on the way down for 1,000, Alex. Snoop took a poop, and then Bow Wow licked it all up. Rapper Snoop Dogg released a new video this week depicting the mock assassination of President Trump. After an innocent man is gunned down by a cop in the video, Snoop gets his revenge by pointing a toy gun at a clown version of the president, then pulling the trigger. It's genius. President Trump responded on where else? Twitter. He said, can you imagine what the outcry would be if Snoop Dogg, failing career and all, had aimed and fired the gun at President Obama? Jail time. You know, which sounds kind of familiar.
Even if you bring up the corollary, people will be upset.
Right.
Kid Rock pulling a gun on President Obama. Yeah. How about doing that? So it's like, where is the liberal outrage when it comes to civility?
You're welcome, Mr. President. Anyway, that tweet from Mr. Trump led rapper Lil Bow Wow, or as I like to call him, who? He tweeted this attack on the First Lady. Ayo, real Donald Trump, shut your punk up talking about my Uncle Snoop Dogg before we pimp your wife and make her work for us. Now, yes, that deserves a boo, audience booers. Yes. All right, stop with the booing. Later, he deleted the tweet. Oh, well, at least Bow Wow, a.k.a. loser, a.k.a. sad loser, a.k.a. pathetic little loser, trended on Twitter. And he didn't even have to die. Not that anyone would notice, of course. All right. Period. Lou, you know a lot about this kind of arena. I want to. What is your take? What is your take on the Snoop Bow Wow controversy?
Well, I've given this a lot of thought, and Greg, I pretty much, well, I lost interest in Snoop after the Dog Father, although I enjoyed his work with Dr. Dre on The Chronic. After that, to be honest, I drifted into a very heavy Wu-Tang phase. I entered the Wu-Tang and truly lost myself in those 36 chambers. For further reference, I have Wu-Tang forever. Actually, tattooed on my ankle.
You weren't expecting that, were you, Greg?
I think the show's over.
Yeah.
We're gonna end it early. We're all gonna go home and say, Dad, yeah, that was. I don't even want to ask you another question.
Well, I don't have many answers, so this is working out.
Nice.
All right. Lauren, I don't like exercising my outrage muscles because I know it's always going to come back and hurt me. I'm always going to end up saying something stupid. But the only reason why this bugs me is because it apparently doesn't bug anybody else on the other side. It's like the corollary. If you had said that about Michelle Obama, you would lose your job. I guess he doesn't have a job to lose, though.
No, but look, I think this is a free speech issue, and if you put Donald Trump in one of his videos, then that's his message as an artist, and I'm fine with that. But if you're looking to, you know, Snoop Dogg or Little Bow Wow as your moral compass, I mean, this is a man whose greatest hits, you know, included telling women to scrotum.
Yes.
Scrotum? Is that the plural?
I think that is scrotum.
So I think that's where, you know, that's where I don't understand the outrage. Like, these are rappers.
What do you expect?
What do you expect?
That is an interesting point, Kat. Well, I'm now switching over to Kat because I think I've heard enough from you.
He's done with you.
I'm done with you. Kat, they benefit from lowered expectations.
Yeah,
right? A rapper can say whatever he wants because, oh, they're just rappers. Isn't that insulting to the average rapper who might want to say something nice for a change?
Well,
why aren't they rapping about nice things, Kat?
Well, Snoop has been appearing a lot with Martha Stewart.
Right.
So on Snoop and Martha, so maybe he needed to like re-badass things a little bit for himself. I mean, you know, how do we even know that was Donald Trump, though? You know, that could have been anybody that clapped.
Yeah, that's true.
It could have been anybody. Again, like you said, free speech issue doesn't really bother me, I guess. It's, you know, the Lil Bow Wow thing is really atrocious.
Yeah.
Because, like, the jury is no longer out on whether or not you should pimp women.
Yeah, yes.
Like, whether or not that's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Then he deleted the tweet, like, oh, whoops, my bad.
What self-respecting pimp deletes the tweet?
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
He's not a Bow Wow. He's not a Bow Wow. He's a meow meow.
Yeah, that's...
You're gonna get a
like
lot
sex trafficking in your tweet? All right.
Yeah.
You're gonna go with that?
I think I better delete it. But his latest tweet, Terry, he says he's okay because he's with God.
Yeah, of course.
And he went to the movies.
Yeah. So if you're a man and your name starts with an L apostrophe IL, you're in trouble. You were going with that for a while, Little Greg.
Little Greg.
It didn't work.
No, it didn't. Because I was little.
It didn't work because it's just not going to work.
It would have been funny if I was large and it was Little Greg.
But you actually bring up a good point about the outrage muscles. I feel like with all the crap that we see, and it is pretty considerable, we have to be careful on the right to not do that whipcord, whiplash, knee jerk thing. One more thing. So what Trump should do to maintain it? Yeah, well,
Go ahead.
the thing about I don't know what's wrong with me. So
turning into Paul Lynde there.
By the way, my point was Trump again to make himself a smaller target should just do something like instead of tweeting your career sucks, he should just say, hey man, I thought you were great in old school.
Yeah.
Just and that's it. And it'd actually be mocking Snoop Dogg, because I think that might have been the last movie he was in, and it was a long time ago. And that was it.
That would have been funny. Or
It
like
just-
your last great album was The Godfather.
Yeah, loved you in.
Godfather.
Just say something snarky like "loved you in blank," and then just actually quote Lou Dobbs.
Quote Lou.
Ask Lou what Lou thinks
When
about.
all else fails, you quote the Dobbs.
If you ever,
I have that tattoo on my
I gotta
lower
be
back.
honest, I'm still trying to figure out.
That way, only a few people see it. Anyway.
I'm still trying to figure out the coincidence on the number of times you're going to need the plural for scrotum.
You never know, Lou. You never know.
I guess
we needed it today. Where
is this happening?
That's exactly right.
We needed it today.
I have never once heard.
Part of the show where I
for
start
this
hitting my own face.
Hey, you know what? I asked Bow Wow to come on this show, and he said he didn't respond. So there you go. He's busy crying. All right. Up next, a story so powerful it could deadlift your entire family. So, how do we pay for the border wall? And can we reverse mortgage it when we're done? So, where's Waldo? I.e., the money to pay for the great big beautiful wall that President Trump promised us. He says he's had hundreds of bidders. Everybody wants to build our wall.
We had hundreds of bidders. Everybody wants to build our wall. Usually that means we're going to get a good price. We're going to get a good price, believe me. We're going to build the wall.
President's budget plan has set aside over $4 billion over the next 2 years for the wall. So how do we come up with that kind of money? Here's what I would do. I'd get every Girl Scout in America to sell cookies year-round. $4 a box, that's 1 billion boxes of cookies to pay for the wall. We reduce the risk of criminals and terrorists entering the country while enjoying delicious cookies. And the Scouts would earn a badge. Everybody wins, including me.
That's a great idea.
Thank you. I have other ideas. Like, Lou, I think you should pay for it. You have like a sack of money under the couch that could pay for this.
Yeah, but I believe in full citizen participation in projects like this. I think we should all share that.
Yes.
And then when we do send the bill to Mexico, we'll have an endless loop of Vicente Fox telling us precisely what we can do with our wall. I'd be honored to contribute, though.
How do you think it's going to be paid for?
I think it's going to be paid for the old-fashioned way, taxpayers, and lots of debt. We just aren't in a position yet to overcome that. I do think the president is absolutely correct. Eventually, he is going to get recompense from the Mexican government in one form or another.
Terry, what do you think? You think this wall is a mirage, or where there is a will, there is a wall?
Well said, Greg.
Thank you.
Again,
if you build it, they won't come.
If you build it, you'll keep them out. I think, yeah, that was good.
If you build it, they won't come. I think that.
Yeah, well done, Greg.
Thank you.
Well done. Okay.
All right, that's enough.
No, it's too much.
You have to make him feel better about himself. So, if there's a will, there's a way. And it's going to get done. It will get done. I think it's all a matter of priorities. I think, this big budget thing came out, too, like, oh, he's cutting this, cutting that. I'm a military guy, former military guy. I'd actually be very happy to see some of the military budget cut. There's a lot of waste. There's a lot of fraud. There's a lot of crap in the Pentagon. That's a swamp, too. Sorry. I mean, so if you are smart, it's doable. And like Lou said, it's not going to get done in a day. You're not going to be able to go, here, dude, here's $20, build a wall. It's going to take a while. But I think overall, in the long term, it will shift things, not just in the economy, but in society, and it'll pay for it. It'll happen.
Kat, what are your thoughts on the wall? My guess is you don't like it.
I don't really like the wall. I don't want to go into more debt. I do understand why this is his thing. I mean, he probably really misses building stuff.
Yeah, it's fun.
He loved building stuff. If I were the president, I might miss sitting on a couch and talking.
Yes.
I might say, what we really need along the southern border is a long, curvy couch.
And I got a couple guys I can call.
Sit there and spit hot takes, and then everyone will turn around.
Yeah, that's right. Your speech would be great. Right now, we're outnumbered by aliens.
When's the last time I called Louis, the contractor? Get him on the phone. He can do at least that one section for me.
He was probably thinking, what do I know how to do? I don't have any experience in politics, but I can build, a wall.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
No, I was going to say, think about it. A year ago, everybody thought this was a joke.
Yeah.
Now it's part of America First budget, the first $1.5 billion, and it's being designed and built.
But that wasn't the promise that we voted for him on. Mexico is supposed to pay for the wall.
That's true.
By the way,
yeah, that's true.
I want Mexico. Owes me so much. I mean, this is my own personal thing, but like Mexico was stolen from me, most notably my dignity and self-respect from multiple spring break excursions south of the border.
You gave so much. You gave so much in Mazatlan.
Listen, you know, you never feel more American than waking up pants down in a stall of senior frogs for a long night.
It's always senior frogs.
It's tradition, Greg.
It's senior frogs in the daytime and then crying on the beach at night. Yes, wandering around. And also waiting.
In the back of a police car,
yes,
actually, in some of our cases.
And trying to get the sand out.
Oh,
Doctors say it'll take weeks.
I don't know why there's not more outrage that that was the promise he made, and there in black and white in his budget, we are paying for it.
Exactly. There you go.
And I don't know. I'm not on board with a wall if it's coming out of our taxpayer money.
I agree with you. I think William Devane could sell the bricks. Like on a commercial. Now there's never been a better time
to invest in a wall.
To invest in a wall. And these are my bricks. Buy 1 brick, get 5.
You have him down.
I do. I should not be doing that.
I actually thought William Devane was sitting behind that desk.
Maybe he is. Coming up, a story so amazing you'd think it was about me. But first, military drills in South Korea. Are we about to go to war? And if so, am I too old to be drafted? All right. Lil' Kim is looking grim. Currently, the U.S. is performing military drills off the coast of South Korea. And it's not making North Korean leader Kim Jong-un very happy. The teensy tyrant has promised merciless attacks against the U.S. as retaliation. Please, I think that scares me. I got a president who tweets. He said, North Korea is behaving very badly. They have been playing the United States for years. China has done little to help. And that was a nice response. Trump was playing good cop. Know who was playing bad cop? Big Rex Tillerson.
Let me be very clear. The policy of strategic patience has ended. We're exploring a new range of diplomatic, security, and economic measures. All options are on the table.
The table. North Korea has conducted 2 nuclear tests and 24 ballistic missile tests last year. Washington thinks they could soon develop a nuclear-tipped missile that could reach the United States, and not for vacation purposes. So while potential war is upon us, do people care? There are far more important things to focus on. For example, that pregnant giraffe that's been in labor since 1976. I know. Been very hard for her. Prince William being a terrible dancer. Look at him go. Stuck in that egg forever. And the Matrix reboot, which I hope it's all women, because that's the thing. And of course this. All right, Terry, Green Beret, how do you feel about these threats from North Korea? Is this a new story or an old story?
Anytime you see something with North Korea threatening doing it, just substitute China, because that's really who's doing it. Remember that North Korea is, that's China's pit bull, and then China owns them. So they're not going to do anything without China's blessing. Kim Jong-un, as nutty as he is owned by China. And this is a great thing, because what's happening now is China, if you notice, China's stepping in and going, oh, we have to really step between this because we're preventing North Korea from doing the wrong thing, and we also have to rein in Japan and the U.S. This is what should have been done a long time ago, is you have to check, you have to let China know, stop. So this is a good thing. By watching China use North Korea as a proxy with the pit bull on the chain, we're now finding out that we're getting to China, because we're actually reinforcing our ties with Japan, the Philippines, South Korea, all of these traditional places that are democracies, and that we have always been allies of. We have walked away from that for quite a long time now. It's time to come back to that. And so it's good to see North Korea do this. North Korea is not going to do anything without China's blessing.
Yeah, Kat. I had tuned out during the middle of that, but I assume it was well said. Kat,
I hate you.
The problem, I think, is that when threats have a comical nature to them, Like the fact that like South Park brilliantly made North Korea punchline, and people think that like artificial intelligence is like fictionally more exciting than it should be. So entertainment makes something less dangerously seeming than it is. I don't think that's right.
I don't either. I do love the sending out the look how great we're crushing it and what we could do to you missiles thing.
Yes.
I like that. It's like if you're fighting with your boyfriend and you post a bunch of pictures of you out with your friends looking really good.
Yes.
You're like, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm not going to find someone else yet, but look at me, I could.
Yeah.
Behave yourself.
Yes.
Threats are, you know, and showing off strength is very effective. Glad we're doing it.
Yeah. Lauren, should we be worried about a war right now with North Korea?
Well, they're not calling it, you know, they're saying that this is just an exercise. In fact, they called it, I wrote it down so I don't get it wrong, trilateral missile warning information line exercise.
But people who exercise in public are always trying to prove something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I really think that title is just like military speak for like, catch me outside.
Yes. Are you mad that girl stole your kind of like MO?
Stole my whole
yes,
package.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody really knows where that woman's heading. Hey, Lou.
That's correct.
Why isn't this a bigger story, or should it be a bigger story?
I think a lot of news people are scared of the story. Once somebody says the nuclear option is on the table, a lot of people start withdrawing and getting very introspective. Particularly in the left-wing national media. Rex Tillerson, I think, had to pass some sort of voice test in order to be Secretary of State.
It's a great
because
voice,
when he says strategic patience is at an end, you know a lot of bad things are going to flow.
It sounds pretty serious, doesn't it?
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Whoever thought strategic patience could be so sinister?
He's like a sheriff. He's like a sheriff in a western from the 50s.
Yeah, it's noon. And you're done.
Yeah, exactly. Seems really weird that, like, you know, we have these prehistoric pockets on a small planet. I mean, if the Earth was your, like, town, it'd be like, you know, you have this bustling city, but like a half a mile east, there's a clan of cavemen.
Right.
You know?
It's strange. The people of North Korea are starving.
Yes.
They're dying. They're dying from lack of food. Are you really worried about warring with them?
Yeah.
No. I'm not, trust me, I'm the guy, I've been in that world my whole life, so I don't take any of that stuff lightly.
Oh, it's good to be at least a little worried about warring.
Stop it, libertarian.
Yeah, no, but I'm
I mean, the people know, but they have a nutty dictator with his hands on a lot of weapons.
Okay, let's be careful with the word nutty,
He's owned by China.
Sorry, I know you're allergic.
You won't do it. I don't think you'll ever do it.
Up next, a story that's so mind-blowing, we've laid down some tarp in case your brains fly out through your eyeballs. An actual first. Chicken grown from cells in the lab. It's egg-citing. Please shoot me. They want to make a buck on a bird that never clucks. A California food tech company has developed what they say is the world's first chicken strip grown in a lab. Scientists of Memphis Meats, Inc. say their product is a bit spongier than the real thing, but otherwise tastes the same. The goal is to change the meat industry by lowering the cost of grain, water, and waste disposal associated with feeding and caring for livestock. They hope to launch the product commercially by 2021, when I turn 40. So will this eggless wonder be finger-licking good or finger-picking wood? Livestock groups aren't worried. Let's just let that joke pass. They think Americans will continue to seek out farm-raised meat. We went to the world's foremost chicken expert for comment. He was lab-grown, too. Terry, I have a theory that there has to be some kind of loss in what you eat for you to enjoy your meat. Like, it must have been alive first.
Oh, no, you're right. I would say to that would be the normal way of things, but society has changed so that people don't have a relationship with the animal that they eat. You know, like I just said before, the guy who goes, I'm a carnivore. No, you're not. You bought a steak at Fairway.
I don't think you should have a relationship with an animal.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
okay.
if you've ever... Why? What's wrong with that? Racist?
It's not racist.
That's racist, Greg.
It's
That's
animalist. It's
okay.
animalist.
But I think that train has sailed.
Yes.
If you will, as far as valuing. See what I did there?
The train had sailed.
Thanks for someone noticing. I got nothing. I got a million of them. But we're already past that as a society. People don't even know when they buy the chicken. They see cutlets. They don't really see that the bird that had to have its head cut off and plucked and stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you've killed an animal and.
All I think about is beheadings every time I'm eating chicken. I don't know about you.
Is she being sassy with me?
I don't know. I think she's being sassy. You know, Lou, I've looked at this closely. We humans do not eat anything that wasn't alive first. I can't think of a single thing.
Are you kidding me? Have you not eaten at Subway? It's like they're made out of yoga mats and the chicken's on chicken. I mean, this is a news
They're booing
story.
you over Subway.
I didn't make this up. I mean, this is like...
It's not like Quiznos.
The wrong side of Subway.
Yeah, you got to. No, but no, you can't. There's like even veggies.
Something always dies in order for you to live. That is life.
It is, but what we're setting the stage for is a whole new level. You were talking about outrage earlier. I mean, if we start looking at this lab-grown stuff, neither fauna nor flora, we're starting fauna-flora phobia.
Yes.
We're going to have that descend on us before we realize it. And the idea that this isn't alive, then how is it growing?
It's it's from a cell. It's from a cell, not an egg. So I guess technically it is alive. You could actually grow the animal. You should be able to grow new limbs and
what
stuff
about
like
candy? Candy was never alive.
True. Soda.
Sugar is alive.
You got to harvest a sugar cane.
Sugar cane. Come on. If you go back further, sugar cane is
artificial sweeteners.
What about...
It has the word artificial in it.
Spam?
Spam is delicious.
But isn't it made in a factory?
Yes, but that's still once alive. You know what it's like eating the display food from those refrigerators in the big box stores. Have you ever done that?
Yes, I have.
Not good.
Yes,
What I don't understand is how is it spongier but the same? I can't think of anything in the world that if it's spongier would still be the same.
Somebody should talk to their marketing department. Spongy.
I don't know
like to clean.
Spongy, but still good.
You know, right now it costs $9,000 to produce a pound of the lab chicken. So
oh my God!
I know, crazy, isn't it?
$9,000. No one's buying that.
But you know what? Once you buy more of it, the price comes down. But maybe the rich vegan hipsters will get into it.
Like Elon Musk would buy that.
Yes, exactly. And then try to drive it around. A giant
It's
chicken.
interesting though, like how that would define being a vegetarian or a vegan, because like Lou said, it is. Yeah, it's not a willful animal that you kill, but we start getting that really cool, interesting, scary sci-fi stuff where you're building organisms from ground up. These ones are to eat, and these ones are to do this, and these ones are to do that.
And to your point that you said earlier, if it's grown in a lab, technically it's not bestiality if you enter a relationship. All right, that's exactly what you said.
I didn't even. That wasn't.
That's exactly what you meant.
Say that at all.
You meant that, Terry. You meant that, Terry. You meant it. You meant it. Own it. Be a trailblazer.
Good day, sir.
They're going to remember you 20 years from now as the man who predicted animal chicken love.
I'm outraged.
Grown in a lab.
Oh.
All right.
Which makes it okay?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as it's not organic. Up next, Kat Timpf with a brand new product that will blow you away. Don't go anywhere. Final thoughts. Kat.
Thank you, Greg. You know, people freaked out this week when Kellyanne Conway said microwaves can spy on us. But honestly, I think that's a great idea. We just need to sell it better. And I think I came up with a way to do it. Take a look. Are you sick and tired of your microwave only being able to cook food? Do you wish it could do more? Well, then you need a Spycrowave 5000.
Spycrowave 5000.
The Spycrowave 5000 is an advanced home food prep and government surveillance system. In other words, the Spycrowave 5000 is the only machine that can cook your TV dinner and let you talk to the government directly. Here's how it works.
The Spycrowave 5000 shrinks a government employee down to 3 inches who lives in a tiny apartment built inside the microwave. He'll remember everything you say throughout the day and call the White House while you're sleeping.
Before the Spycrowave 5000, I used to have to call my congressman on the phone to air my grievances, but not anymore.
And the Fed! Taxation is theft! Destroy Common Core!
You don't have to yell.
That's even better.
Spycrowave 5000.
Now, this was me before the Spycrowave 5000. And this is me now.
Double handsome.
So if you want...
Time to make the fish sticks.
What is with everybody microwaving fish?
I'll come back.
So if you want a direct line to the government in the privacy of your own home, get a Spycrowave 5000 today.
Spycrowave 5000. All right, we got to thank everybody. We're out of time. Thank you, Lou Dobbs, Lauren Sivan, Terry Schappert, Kat Timpf, our studio audience. I'm Greg Gutfeld, and I love you, America.